left to have the video off, you can do that too. So come into a seated pose and just sitting down in seated, just focus on your breath. So focusing to start with, focusing on the breath. And following the breath as you inhale, following the breath as it's sort of going up as you inhale, and sort of get to a point where you can halt and you can stop for a bit, and or notice the natural stop and natural pause in the after the inhale. Hello Sally, just settle yourself into a pose please, into seated, and as you exhale, follow the breath as you exhale down to wherever you're sort of touching the floor. So whether it's your feet touching the floor, your sitting bones touching the floor, whatever the connection is between your body and the floor, just focus on that part. So on the exhale, on the inhale, follow the breath sort of along the spine, up almost towards the crown of your head. And as you exhale, follow the exhale all the way down towards the floor, towards the connection with the floor. And a couple more breaths like that. Every time, noticing the pauses, the natural pauses after the inhale and after the exhale. Let the inhale be elongating up, and let the exhale be heavy, going down towards the floor. And the next time you exhale, start scanning your body from the point of where your feet are touching the floor, upwards, and seeing if or noticing if any part of your body is feeling a bit tense or it's feeling relaxed. Or it needs to move. So whatever you notice, honor it. If it's tense, perhaps you need to breathe in or out a little bit more in there. Or come out of the pose. If it's relaxed, honor it and accept it as relaxed. And slowly bring your awareness to your hands, resting either on your thighs or down by the side. And as you inhale, take your arms up towards the ceiling, extending through the fingertips. As you exhale, turn the palms away from each other and exhaling down towards the floor. The palms are going and floating down towards the floor. Inhaling, turn the palms up. Exhaling, turn the palms away from each other, down towards the floor. And last time, inhale up And then this time, exhaling, hands together. And down the exhale, down to the heart center, into Anjali Mudra, down to the heart center. And either for an Anjali Mudra, for salutation, for honoring your body, for honoring your presence. And as you inhale here and exhale, perhaps either set an intention for being here in the class, or set your intention for yourself, or just accept that you're here now, happy, healthy, loved. You can chant Om if you wish to do so, or you can just listen and observe the M sound or the vibrations of the M sound at the end and how your body feels after those. So you inhale and exhale normally. Inhale. 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 Noticing the pause after the exhale, noticing the pause after the inhale, releasing the hands down onto the thighs. So as I said to some of you, I said that we're going to do, and we said last week, we're going to do core. So whether it's core has different meanings, and it's been taken a lot and talked about a lot in different practices and exercises. So, but I will be focusing, so it's not going to be a very active practice tonight, but it will be active or more stronger in when we start working the pelvis and we start working around this area. But it will be in your torso and into a twist, but we'll also be active in the sense that every time you're in a pose, you focus on your breath. So from now until the end of the class, you focus as in when every time you inhale and whatever we move, then we'll stay perhaps in the pose and stay for a little bit longer. And you'll notice, so with the breath, you'll notice the pause after the inhale and the exhale. So the natural pause is nothing too exaggerated. Well, nothing exaggerated at all, but just notice the pause after the inhale and exhale and take it. If you notice that your breath is a little bit pumped up and it's a little bit too much, or if the practice is becoming too much, then just honor it and then go back down a little bit and just in release or relax in a pose. So tonight, because we'll be working and we'll be staying in practice in the poses for longer, you might notice also a different sensation in your body, so that at first you'll want to come out of the pose, and you'll want to come out of the pose kind of like straight away. Can you hear me? You still here?
Yes,
Yeah,
can
you
hear you, but
I left. But I have no idea what happened. Diana, can you hear me? Yeah. I have no idea what happened. He kind of stopped. I don't know where he stopped because I carried on talking. And so it should, let me mute. Okay. Said the internet connection is unstable for some reason. And not sure why. So I will kill my phone because I'd rather not have the internet disturbance at all and see if that works. But I don't know if it's in general or if it's just here. Right. So let's go into a pose before it stops. So hopefully it's not going to stop at all and it's going to be okay. So let's try, let's get into it. So what we're going to do to start with, don't get up. We're going to start off by sitting down, but now I don't know whether you can see me. So you're going to sit so that your bottom or your sitting bones go down towards the floor between your legs. So between your heels as much as possible. So for some of you, you might not be able to sit like that. Some of you I know can sit like that. So you may want to put a cushion between your thighs. And so that you're still sitting upright. And just notice the lengthening in your thighs. Every time, so as we're going to go into the breath, again, the same breath, following the same breath as you inhaling, kind of following the breath going up towards the ceiling, towards the crown of your head. And as you exhale, kind of go down. Perhaps you'd want to do the movement of the hands as well. So the point of the left hand down on your lap with the palm facing up. And as you take the right hand up as you inhale, and whether it gets up to the crown of your head, and as you exhale, then move the right hand down to meet the left. Inhaling. Can you hear me? Just do that if you can. Good. All right, good. Thank you. Inhaling. And exhaling, as if you're squeezing something down between your hands. Inhaling up. Exhaling down. Every time you exhale, notice your belly. As you inhale, let the belly balloon. As you exhale, let the belly squeeze in towards the spine. So whilst you're doing the movement with your hand, with the right hand, as the movement goes up, down, like pressing onto the bellows. Imagine the movement with your hand or on your belly. If your hand was on your belly, would be pressing the different way. So as you're inhaling, moving the right hand up, allow your belly to almost come to between your hands. As you exhale and move the hand down towards the left hand, let the belly sink towards the spine. So the hand is moving vertically and the belly is moving in the opposite direction or across between the hands. Lovely. Now stay seated as you are. Now involve both hands. This time, open your arms, shoulder width apart. And with the hands pointing, so bending the elbows, hands pointing up towards the ceiling. Lengthen the tailbone down towards the floor. So I hope you can hear me. As you inhale, open the chest, move the arms backwards. As you exhale, curve the back, bring the hands closer to you. So elbows closer to you, closer to each other. Sorry. So you're curving, bringing the hands in between, in front of your face. Inhale, open, exhale, curve the back. Inhale, open. Exhale, back. Inhale, open the arms. Notice the pause, the breath. Exhale, curve, and release the arms down. So the movement here is, so you might be noticing still the connection here in the thighs, and they're still lengthening through the thighs. So as we come out, so then we'll do one more breathing practice, but as we come out, out of every of these practices tonight, do it very slowly and really step by step, rather than just coming out completely out of it. Because the lengthening will almost so it's the movement will have an action on the muscles and the fascia in the legs. So, and it's like a sponge effect. So as you are sitting here, the fascia is lengthening, and it's sort of like squeezing all the juices, or squeezing all the toxins out. But as you come out, it will open, and it will bring almost more nutrients, be able to bring more nutrients in. So without going into technical, so slowly come over onto your knees and walk your hands forward. Come onto your knees and stretch the right leg behind you. We'll turn around. Stretch the right leg, push the toes away, and bring the knee back, and as you exhale, inhale, stretch the left. Exhale, bring it back. Bring your belly closer to your spine. Inhale, stretch the right leg. Exhale, come back. Inhale, stretch the left leg. Exhale, come back. And one more time, stretch the right leg. Exhale. And one more on the left, stretch the left leg away from you. And come back. Now slowly tuck your toes under as you are coming in here. Tuck your toes under. And we're coming into a downward dog. Now, whether it's for you to stay in downward dog as you are like this, or you go into the regular yin downward dog, which is called giraffe, you can try both. So either way, tuck your toes under, push your belly into your spine, look down towards your hands, and then slowly push your bottom, push your sitting bones up towards the ceiling. So either stretching the feet towards the heels, towards the floor, pushing away from your hands, or if you wish to do so, bring the toes out of the mat and heels inside the mat. And then notice how the different stretch in this practice makes it. So, like a giraffe. Take few breaths here. Relax your head. Lovely. Then look between your hands and then slowly come onto all fours. This time, bring the right leg between your hands, the left knee down. Now either stay here, open the chest, so you're coming into a low lunge. Stay here, open the chest, come onto all fingertips, or if you have yoga blocks or some more cushions, then come onto yoga block on the cushions, blocks. If you wish to do so, to bring yourself a bit more height if you want to do so, or stay on the floor. So it's really down to you how you do it. And then focus on bringing your inner thighs together, squeezing in inner thighs together. So towards each other, as if you're pushing the right thigh, the right inner thigh in towards the left, as if you had a ball in between and you want to squeeze it in. Inhale here, pull your belly, push your belly into your spine. As you exhale, release completely. Now, wherever your hands are, if you're happy, you can stay here where you are, or you can push the back leg away, so the back knee back away from you. So if you were in a position like that, you can push and slide the leg a little bit away. Making sure that the front knee stays above the right ankle. Protect your knee, I should say. Protect your knee. If you want to put something like a blanket underneath your knee, then do so. Breathe in deeply here. Every time you breathe in, notice the pause. Squeezing the inner thighs towards each other. So upon coming onto these poses, your muscles and your ligaments will be stressed, but they will receive that kind of stress that it's going to be beneficial to you. And although you will feel quite, I should say this, but don't laugh, but it is true, but you'll feel probably quite old after one pose. but don't worry. It's actually how you should feel like, because after just that initial reaction, you will feel much better. You'll feel rejuvenated. So these are the practices that are not just for the rejuvenating practices. And you've been in this for too long now, so release. Now you can stay here as you are, or if you wish to, you can take the right leg a little bit further away, so possibly away from the mat, so outside the mat. And then if you can stay with the hands down onto the floor, or you can go down more if you wish to do so. So this depends on your body and how you are. Either way, just notice as you are in this position, notice whether how your body behaves. And so no need to push anything, just accept and notice how your body is. So if you feel that you're not noticing anything, if you don't feel any kind of reaction either on your outer left thigh or your inner right thigh, then, and you want to go further, then perhaps just press a little bit more onto the right toes. So the right little toe, the right side of your foot, and even turn the knee outwards. And again, if you want to go further, you can go down onto your forearms. Notice the breath, inhaling and exhaling. Notice the pauses between. And slowly, if you were down onto the forearms, push yourself up and come onto all fours. And if you want to, so now this, you'll notice that the right hip is sort of considerably longer perhaps, or bigger, or it's more open than the left side. If you want to just circle the hips a little bit, or if you just want to go into the child's pose, that is just down to you. And perhaps the child's pose is a good pose to go into here. So just curl completely, bringing the hands behind, so next to your legs, curling like a stone. And in this pose, notice the breath again. Deepen the breath. If you notice that it's a little bit shorter, then deepen it out. Deeper inhale, deeper exhale. Notice where the breath is going. And because the stomach is over the knees and over the thighs, and there's a pressure there, there will be, you'll notice that the breath will be going more into your sides than into the front. So you might not be able to do the belly breath anymore. Lovely. Then come out of that, come over onto all fours. And we'll start with the left leg again. So coming over, bringing the left leg forward, the right knee stays back. So either you stay here where you are, or you push the right knee or the right leg a little bit away, so backwards. So not allowing the hips to completely drop down onto the floor, so towards the floor. So you're not forcing the opening here, you're just doing it really slowly and doing it in stages. And first, open the chest. So either prop yourself up onto your fingertips or use your yoga blocks. Opening the chest. And then as you exhale, bring your awareness to your inner thighs and push your inner thighs towards each other. You might feel resistance to push. Or you might feel wobble in the muscles. And release the push, release the pressing. And one more time. Inner thighs towards each other. As you exhale, press them in. Opening the chest on the other side. Inhaling here, releasing. And exhale, press the inner thighs in. As you press the inner thighs towards each other, you'll notice the lower belly really pushing into your pelvic floor, really pushing, and the inner belly pushing towards the spine. And release. Now stay here, or if you wish to go further, perhaps you'd want to move the knee a little bit, or the leg, the right leg away a little bit more. Bring the hands towards inside and bring the left leg, left foot, so towards the edge of the mat. So the left foot is towards the edge of the mat. The hands are inside, also to the inside of the left foot. So stay here. Or if you want to go further, bring your hands down and come onto your forearms. And stay here. Or if you go further, then just push into the left edge, outer edge of your foot. And turn the knee, perhaps open the knee out. Wherever you are, whichever pose you're in, notice any stresses that are being put on the outer edge or of your right thigh, or the inner left thigh or groin. Take deep breaths in. And slowly push yourself up. If you were on the forearms, push yourself up. Bring the knee or the left leg back to the right knee and sit back into the child's pose. Dropping the forehead down, curling up, noticing the breath. Lovely. And slowly come out of that pose. Come onto all fours. Tuck your toes under and then push up into downward dog. This time in downward dog, noticing whilst you're in there, noticing how good it feels to stretch your legs, to stretch your thighs, to stretch almost as if you're stretching the groins as well. So as if you're stretching the pelvis. Lengthen the tailbone. Feel as if you're going towards, notice where your weight is. So push your weight into your legs a little bit more. So away from your hands, away from your shoulders. Take deep breaths in. Two, three, four, five. And slowly look between your hands. Bend your knees. And this time we're just going into more active poses. But this time, as you're bending your knees, look between your hands. Bring your knees close to the floor as you can, and then hover here. Belly into your spine, really close to your spine. And then push your tailbone up towards the ceiling, coming into the downward dog. Exhale, look between your hands. Do the wheel. If you're wheeling, bringing your knees down towards the floor, but you're not pushing, you're not touching the knees. If you can, then push up the tailbone up towards the ceiling. Exhale, one more time. Knees as close to the floor as you can, and then push up into downward dog. Good. Slowly look between your hands and then come onto a plank. Now you can stay in a plank like if you are. So bringing the hands under your shoulders, if you're happy to do so. If you feel that there's too much pressure on your wrists and you want to go onto your into dolphin plank, by all means you can do, bringing the hands down and then just correcting the upper body. Whichever pose you're in, and Equally, if you feel like you want to go into all fours, do so. Use your breath. Lengthen through the heels, lengthen through the crown of your head. Bring your belly to your spine. Inhale here. Exhale. Inhale. And as you exhale, knees down, chest down between your hands, down completely onto the floor. Completely the whole body goes down onto the floor, and drop your head. Make a cushion between your, with your hands, and drop your forehead onto your hands. And just release down here. Release while you're onto the floor. And notice your breath here. Calm your breath. Now as you inhale, bring your hands and forearms into a position, into a sphinx. So the forearms will be the elbows will be under your shoulders. Or perhaps if you want to, bring them a little bit out, so in front of you. So push them a little bit in front. Gaze forward. And notice as you inhale, notice as if you have a sensation that you're bringing your head up towards the ceiling. As you exhale, have a sensation dropping down towards the floor. So have that kind of opposing action, the crown of the head going up towards the ceiling, and the shoulders dropping down towards the floor. The belly going in towards the spine. And the rest of the body, the torso, the rest of the pelvis and the lower body completely relaxed. So no pinching in the lower back. If you feel that there's a pinching in lower back, then just release a little bit down. So don't let anything, don't go too much and further than the actual feeling of pain. Because if you feel the pain in the lower back, then do come down and come out of the pose. Now feel the lengthening in the belly. Drop the shoulders down. Lengthen the ears up towards the ceiling. Deep breaths in and out. Notice the pauses after inhale and exhale. And the next time as you exhale, just completely release and go down again with the cushion between your hands, above your hands, and the forehead down onto your forearms. Releasing down. Noticing the sensations in the forearms, noticing the sensation in the upper arms, in the shoulders. Noticing any sensations in the belly. Lengthening. And now while you're lying down, turn over on your back. So stay lying down on your back. Bring your knees into your chest. So I don't have to see you so long as you can see me. Bring your knees into your chest. And this time just rock from one side to another. Then stay in the center and open your arms completely. And then as you inhale here, and you exhale, bring the legs down to the floor, the feet down onto the floor. Make a space between the feet. Bring the knees a little bit closer to each other and turn the hands, right, they're pointing, so the palms are pointing upwards and the hands are pointing towards the head. Now, as you inhale and as you exhale, bring the legs, the knees, the thighs completely down to the left or to the right, whichever way you want to go. So can you see? Or can you hear? I can't see that, whether, I don't know whether you can see me. So arms like this, going down, lying down, and turning the legs that way. Okay, does that work? And while you're lying down, okay. So now if your knees are to the left, the right arm will be pointing down. Bring the right arm down towards your heel, perhaps to the right heel if it can reach. If it doesn't reach, doesn't matter. Or just leave it down where it is. And then if you want to wish to twist further, then turn your head towards the right. So your head's turning in the opposite direction of your knees. Now notice the twist and the stretch. You might feel that you're looking like a pretzel, but it's a good twist. Take a deep breath in here. And you inhale, now bring the legs back to center and swap the arms, so the left arm is pointing down and the right arm's pointing up. And you might want to or feel the need to turn to bring the hips towards the left a little bit. So either you do that or you stay with the hips in the middle, but turn the knees. So I can't turn towards the right because I have got the microphone in me. So turn the knees over to the right. Bring the left leg, left foot a little bit towards your hand so that you can catch the hand. Actually catch the foot with your left hand. And then notice the lengthening in your left thigh. Notice the twist in your belly. And if you want to go further, turn your head towards the left. And then come back to center. Stay lying down onto the floor. So this time, whilst you're lying down onto the floor, if you have, we use that belt, so bring that belt you have, or the dressing gown. So bring it so that you can put it over your feet. So whilst you've got your feet there, can you hear me? And your dressing gown belt or the belt there. So just stay with flex your feet so that this stays where it is. The belt stays where it is. Now slowly open, so perhaps you want to wrap your hands around it, but open your legs. Now not too far. Leaving the belt as it is, slowly lift yourself up and come up as close to you, so as you're doing a crunches, but this time, so perhaps hold on to your neck, support your neck, and bring your hand down onto your belly. So left hand onto your belly, right hand supporting the neck. And as you inhale here, exhale, go up. Inhale, down. Exhale, up. Every time as you exhale, push your left hand onto your belly. At the same time, squeeze your inner thighs closer in. So 10 of these. And this is the active side and just the core. The legs should not move. The legs should stay in same, so the legs stay. The legs are holding the belt, so the legs are staying upwards. Or if it's not possible to hold them straight, then perhaps bend the knees, but stay with the legs. So the movements is only with the core. Notice the belly moving as you come up. And release down. Bring your knees into your chest, hold on to your knees, grab hold of your knees, rock from one side to another. And Now bring the belt back again onto this. Now, if it's too difficult with the belt and you feel that the belt is just more of a nuisance than it is, then perhaps put your legs, or if this is a completely new practice to you, then bring your legs against the wall. Wow, we've almost gone. So bring your legs against the wall and then slowly, as you are against the wall. So this time, again, focus on your belly, constantly moving down towards the floor. And the legs will be relaxed. So there won't be any sensation in the legs, but it's just going to be sensation in the belly. And it'll be as you're squeezing your belly and squeezing your inner thighs in, you're working your pelvic floor as well, but there won't be any sensation in the legs. So, but to make it more difficult and to make it more challenging, I guess, then using the belt against, using the belt over the feet. So just one more practice before we finish off with this. So as you're lying down there, so straighten up your legs, and then as you if you have lower back pain, perhaps you'd want to put your hands under your bottom or under your back so that you're up onto your forearms here. Bring your feet out in front of you and your legs up in front of you. Bring your legs off the floor, point the toes up, and stay here. So your thighs, your calves, all the muscles of your feet, of your legs are off the floor. So the sitting bones are the only ones touching the floor. Now turn and looking into your toes, turn your legs. So sorry, not turn, but just swing your legs from right to left. And release down. Feet down onto the floor. Hold on to your knees. And release completely down into Shavasana. It would be ideal if you can to do another twist. So just opening your arms. So before you go into Shavasana, opening your arms completely, turning your feet, coming into a lying down twist. So with the knees into your chest. And then turning the knees over to the left and releasing them down onto the floor. And as you inhale, bring the knees up. And as you exhale, release the knees down to the right. If you wish to prolong the twist, then turn the head towards the left side, to the opposite side of your knees. And inhale, come back to center, and then release completely down onto the floor. The right leg to the right corner of the mat, the left leg to the left corner of the mat, the hands down in front of you. So either on your belly, just to calm you down, to calm the breath down, or down onto the floor with the palms pointing up. So first, before you completely release, crunch up every single muscle that you have in your hands. So your hands, put them into a fist. Your lips, purse your lips, squeeze your eyes and your toes. So every single muscle, as you inhale, squeeze everything. As you exhale, big release. And inhale, repeat 2 more times. Squeeze every single muscle. Exhale, big sigh. And release. And 1 more time. So noticing those pauses. And stay down, lying down onto the floor, onto your mats. And first notice the points of contact between the body and the floor. And then follow your breath. Follow your inhale, follow your exhale. Every time you exhale, let that be letting go, release. Every time you inhale, let that be lengthening, but lightness as well. So keep to those sensations, being light and being heavy on the exhale. Light on the inhale, heavy on the exhale. And follow your breath, noticing every time, noticing a pause, a natural pause after your inhale and after the exhale. And start counting the breaths. As you inhale, count to wherever you can to. And then on the exhale, from that number down to 1. Whether it's to inhale up to 4 or whether it's up to 6. And on the exhale, from 6 or from 4 down to 1. And slowly bring your awareness to your physical body. Start making movements with your fingers and your toes. Start rolling your head on the floor. So just rolling it from right to left. And slowly take a big inhale, lengthening through your fingertips and through your arms over the head. And on the opposite side through your legs and toes. Lengthening as if someone's really stretching you in opposite direction. And as you exhale, bring your knees into your chest and curl up into a ball. Then turn over to the right or to the left side, whichever one is easier for you. And use the upper arm to push yourself up into a seated pose. Whichever seated pose you wish to do so. So either with your hips open in a cross-seated pose or even a cross-legged pose, or if you wish to do so, then coming down onto your like a hero pose, sitting and still lengthening. So sitting with a cushion between your legs under your sitting bones. As you're lengthening here, notice again your breath. Notice as you're inhaling up and exhaling down, so that it's as if you're traveling with your breath through your spine up towards the crown of your head. And this time involve your arms. Inhaling, arms up, lengthening through the fingertips. And as you exhale, hands into prayer mudra, into Anjali mudra, exhaling through the center line down to your chest. And I hope you have a lovely evening. Thank you so much for joining the class. And I'm just going to chant Om Shanti. So inhale. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Namaste. Thank you. I'm so sorry about the internet connection. I think there's something wrong. I have to double check. I don't know whether it's from everyone was involved or how it was, but it's